Welcome to the world of tennis, presented by BNP Paribas. The scoop from inside and outside the lines. You'll be center court for some of the most insightful and entertaining stories from around the globe through the wit and wisdom of our host, Justin Gimelstob. World of Tennis will take you inside the training room with Dr. Vijay Vod, a physician for many ATP players and one of America's most respected doctors. You'll get the best read on the tours with Tennis Magazine in our weekly roundtable. And exclusive lessons from the legend with 8 Grand Slams under his belt, Ivan Lendl. Watch all this and more coming up right now on the World of Tennis, presented by BNP Paribas.
Welcome to the World of Tennis, presented by BNP Paribas. Today we're going to introduce the Tennis Hall of Fame's Class of 2010. We're going to relive one of the great nights in tennis history when at Madison Square Garden, Billie Jean King was honored by President Clinton. But before all that, let's look back at the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells, where we had a surprise winner. And I'm going to give you a hint who it was. He's single-handedly trying to bring back the headband.
Watch the events you missed as we look back at this year's tennis events. Brought to you by Wilson, #1 in tennis.
The stars were certainly out and shining bright at the 2010 BNP Paribas Open at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden in the beautiful Southern California desert. The March tournament kicked off with a charity event featuring players with a total of 94 Grand Slam singles titles between them. Martina Navratilova and Justine Henin took on Stephanie Graf and Lindsay Davenport. And then a picture-perfect matchup of Pete Sampras and Roger Federer as they challenged Andre Agassi and Rafael Nadal. Fun was certainly had by all. The winner, of course, was Hit for Haiti, where sponsors and fans helped contribute $1 million to the Red Cross for disaster relief. Roger Federer, playing in his first tournament since winning his 16th Grand Slam title at the Australian Open, and enjoying his first-round bye, got out of the gate with some sensational tennis against Victor Hanescu in the second round. It was in the third round that Federer literally met his match against the former Australian Open finalist, Marcus Baghdatis. Baghdatis fought off 3 match points on his way to ousting the 3-time champion and getting his first win against the top 10 player since February of 2008. For Federer, it was yet another disappointment in the desert. The last year lost in the semis, and this year comes to an end earlier in the third round. Number 3 seed Rafael Nadal was certainly dressed and ready to go as he met the always dangerous Mario Andrich and displayed his prowess at the net, defeating Andrich 6-2, 6-2. Later in the quarterfinals, he met up with Thomas Berdych and displayed that awesome forehand which helped bring him into the semifinals, where he would run into the 14th ranked Ivan Ljubicic. Ljubicic certainly had the hottest racket previously, beating number 2 ranked Novak Djokovic 7-5, 6-3. So the question was, could Ljubicic topple 2 top 5 ranked players in a row? So all eyes were on the world's most dangerous player, Rafael Nadal, and the giant killer, Ivan Ljubicic. The big serving Croat recovered from a set down before crushing a forehand down the line to clinch the tiebreak 7-1 and seal the victory. So the stage was all set for Ljubicic versus the American and the home crowd favorite, Andy Roddick. Roddick trailed in both tiebreaks as the 31-year-old Ljubicic set up for his 4th match point with the last of his 20 aces. He clinched it with a service winner, taking it 7-6, 7-6 to lift his first ever Master Series trophy and become the second oldest champion at Indian Wells behind Jimmy Connors, and the oldest first-time winner of a Master Series 1000 event. It was the usual suspects on the women's side, with all 8 quarterfinalists being ranked in the top 15. However, getting there was not an easy task, as 6-seeded Jelena Jankovic nearly bowed out in the third round, 2 points away from a loss in the second set tiebreak against the 46th-ranked Italian Sara Errani, before battling her way to victory. Jankovic then hit cruise control on her way to the finals. She beat Elisa Klebanova in the quarters, and then dangerous Samantha Stosur in the semis without dropping a set. Up next for the former world #1 was Denmark's Caroline Wozniacki, who defeated good friend Agnieszka Radwanska in the other semifinal. Jankovic had not lost a set to Wozniacki in their 3 previous meetings, and once again came out with confidence. Jankovic broke Wozniacki to begin the second set, and it would prove to be enough for her to clinch the victory. She capitalized on her first championship point as Wozniacki returned her serve long. This marked the second time in 3 years that a Serbian has won the women's title at the BNP Paribas Open, following Ana Ivanovic's victory in 2008. Novak Djokovic completed the Serbian sweep as he also won the men's title that year. The men's doubles featured Team Spain as Rafa Nadal and fellow Spaniard Marc Lopez played underdogs to #1 seeds Daniel Nestor and Nenad Zimonjic. Both teams dropped serve once in the first set, but Rafa Nadal didn't offer their higher-ranked opponents a single break point. Hence the win, and to say that this meant a lot to Rafa is certainly an understatement. The women's doubles final pitted two of the best doubles players in the world, Květa Peschke with 14 titles and Katarina Srebotnik with 22. They took on #3 seeds Nadia Petrova and Samantha Stosur. Stosur was looking to collect her third doubles crown in Indian Wells, but ended up with runner-up status for the second time as Peschke and Srebotnik prevailed.
This Look Back segment was brought to you by Wilson, #1 in tennis. For more information, go to wilson.com.
Wow, what an amazing tournament the 2010 BNP Paribas Open was. I can't wait till next year's event to see what storylines emerge. Well, without a doubt, Ivan Lendl was one of the great champions of all time. Amongst his litany of accomplishments, the amount of time he spent at the #1 ranking. 270 total weeks, which ranks him third all-time behind Roger Federer and Pete Sampras, but also 157 consecutive weeks at #1, which also ranks him third all-time behind Federer and Jimmy Connors. It's one of the many reasons we're so fortunate every week to get tips from Ivan Lendl, one of the greatest champions of our time.
Tennis Tips from Ivan Lendl is brought to you by the Champions Academy.
To me, a tennis match is like a puzzle made up of different shots. You need to work on all the pieces of the puzzle in order to control the point, which is the key to the game. Only then can you let the pieces gel together and complete the puzzle to win the match. Hi, I'm Ivan Lendl, and today we're going to work on our ground strokes. When you're hitting the ground strokes, it's very important to set up your feet, turn your shoulders, have the weight on the front foot when you're striking the ball. When you're in the rally, you're looking to hit the ball heavy and deep. Deeper you hit it, less likely the opponent is going to hurt you. If you can keep the ball deep, you're very likely to get a short ball which you can take advantage of, take control of the point, hit a big shot, look for a weaker reply, attack, and finish the point on your terms. Don't admire your shot, always look for where the next ball may be coming. Be prepared for it to take advantage of it.
Tennis Tips from Ivan Lendl is brought to you by the Champions Academy, where greatness happens. For more information, visit champacademy.com. Coming up, find out who gets inducted to the Tennis Hall of Fame for 2010. And later, one of tennis's greatest players of all time gets a tribute tournament in her honor. Stay tuned. The World of Tennis, presented by BNP Paribas, is brought to you by BNP Paribas, the bank for a changing world. Wilson, #1 in tennis. Tennis Magazine. Get exclusive coverage online at tennis.com. Ivan Lendl's Champions Academy. For more information, visit champacademy.com. And by the BNP Paribas Showdown. 4 legends, 2 epic rivalries, 1 night of tennis. Tickets on sale September 27th.